Tonight's episode of Raw was an explosive one that followed up on the promise of the Royal Rumble pay-per-view from 48 hours earlier. Featured two first-time encounters and also set the stage for the upcoming Elimination Chamber. Qualifying matches for the men's chamber bout dominated the show. Oh, hold on. Oh, I apologize. I had the wrong notes here, but nonetheless, welcome everybody to Ridiculously Raw, the most must-see show on YouTube and StreamYard.com today. I am your host, Anthony Florio, and I am joined as always by good old MF Michael Fletcher, and of course the Phenom Michael Bollick, fresh off another one of our legendary Raw chats as always, and of course Monday Night Raw live tonight from the Amalie Arena in Tampa, Florida, exclusively on the USA Network. And I tell you what, man, I mean, this was a newsworthy show here tonight, but let me tell you what, on top of that, how newsworthy was it? It was already newsworthy from before the opening bell even rang. We got a new commentary team on Monday Night Raw. Well, Michael Cole is still around, but Wade Barrett is out. Pat McAfee is in. Yes, MF, your boy. Pat McAfee. He's doing it for the brand. The red brand, that is. So definitely a great way to start things off when it comes to this show. And it's very interesting. It'll be very interesting to see what happens, but I do have everything I need here. On the heels of an explosive Royal Rumble, WWE stayed put in Tampa for Monday Night Raw live from the Amalie Arena. Intercontinental Heavyweight Champion Gunther did not make good on his promise to win the event's namesake match, but tonight he had the opportunity to take out his frustration and anger on Kofi Kingston. Did the Ring General retain his title and continue a historic reign as champion? Or did Kofi Kingston do as he has done so many times throughout his career and get the best of a bigger, stronger opponent for another championship win? Find out the answer to that and more with this recap on this first episode of Raw, on the road to WrestleMania 40. So, the big news, of course, the first big bomb of the night, and in a night that we had a lot of them dropped. Of course, Pat McAfee now exclusively to Monday Night Raw. I know that's got to make MF very happy, at the very least. And it does me too. I mean, I love his energy. I love his enthusiasm. And he did a great job of that on SmackDown with Michael Cole. And we're going to do it again here on Monday Night Raw. So I'm all for it. So big moment to say the very least. And I couldn't be any more happier. So but we move on to but there's more to it than that. We start, of course, with CM Punk. Now, it was Michael Bollick reported it this afternoon that CM Punk saw a match after he took the Future Shock DDT from Drew McIntyre, and it was amid a report from Mike Johnson of PWInsider.com, very reliable source, of a significant injury suffered during Saturday night's men's Royal Rumble match. CM Punk kicked off Raw. With tears in his eyes, CM Punk confirmed the reports, revealing a torn triceps. From there, he refused to feel bad for himself and cut a fiery, inspirational promo that was ultimately interrupted by Drew McIntyre. And the Scot took a great deal of pleasure in having been the guy who injured Punk and promised that he would go to WrestleMania and live the straight-edge superstar's dream. This was a great segment that highlighted CM Punk's promo skill and ability to connect with the audience while simultaneously showcasing the vile villain McIntyre has evolved into. Sami Zayn making the save sets up either a match with the man that put him out of action or intensifies what was already an intensely personal feud. The news of Punk's injury is devastating for the performer, his fans, and those in creative who have big plans for him. It also opens an opportunity for someone like Drew McIntyre or Sami Zayn to step in and have a magical moment on the grand stage. CM Punk told the story of his friend Chad Gilbert, who fights cancer every day, and he will not be sorry for himself because the best in the world are the people fighting every day. He says, I'm a Chicago Cubs fan, and it's not the first time, and it sure won't be the last I say this. There's always next year. And Drew said, I want you to know I prayed for this, and it happened. Telling Punk admitting he has undergone spiritual changes. Scottish Warrior said, I heard the news the next day, and I slept like a baby that night. And then Punk warned McIntyre that he would go home and rehab his heart and his triceps, and when he comes back, the first person on his list is the former WWE champion. Incredible segment to start it off, and you cannot help but feel for CM Punk, and you can't help but feel for us wrestling fans too, because I mean, a week ago, we were worried about Seth Rollins when Seth Rollins announced his injury, and we were like, uh-oh, the match is going to be off. But then when Punk said that, when Rollins said that everything was going to be fine on his end, we were like, oh, okay, I think we're good here. So I think we're out of the I think we'll still get our dream match, but nope, we're not getting our dream match anymore, friends. No, we're not. It looks like he's going to have to go under the knife here, and it's looking the reporting is saying that CM Punk is going to be out in excess of 4 to 6 months with the post surgery. So he will not be back until sometime this summer. He could be back end of May at the absolute earliest, which would be right around Memorial Day weekend, maybe around the start of summer, near the end of June, or maybe end of July. So he's obviously out for Chamber. He's out of Mania, which is, oh my goodness, unbelievable. And he's going to be out of the Backlash in Paris, France, and all these other events. Damn. You can't help but feel, whether you like CM Punk or you don't, you can't help but feel for the guy. And him and Seth Rollins would have stolen the show at WrestleMania. No question about it. But this now puts WWE in a very awkward and bad position. And, of course, McIntyre, a potential candidate. Sami Zayn, a potential candidate. But this opens the door now for the Reign General, Gunther. Because I think it's got to be Gunther now. And especially after what MF said when we did our preview on Friday night. He had Gunther winning the Royal Rumble. And especially after that segment we saw last Monday night, I think it's looking more and more like Gunther and Rollins is now the new plan. But, we got a lot of weeks to figure this out. But they got a month to build up the Elimination Chamber in Australia. So, excellent segment to start this off. So, not much more to say here. MF, man, what a way to start this show off. Your boy, Pat McAfee, now exclusive. He's back on full-time commentary, back with Michael Cole, doing their thing on Monday Night Raw, doing it for the brand, as you say. And, of course, the bigger story, CM Punk out of Mania, post-surgery, looking at 4 to 6 months. Damn.
Yeah. Okay. A lot to dissect, a lot to discover, a lot to uncover here. Number one, Pat McAfee, Monday Night Raw, that's a marriage made in heaven. Look, I loved him on SmackDown and everything else, and it was awesome. Now, Anthony Florio, get ready, buckle up. The next 3 hour, your 3 hour adventure is about to be absolutely insane, with Pat McAfee running around every Monday night. And as a matter of fact, it works because of the College Game Day, he would have to have gone to the site on every Friday and everything else. So it would have made things very difficult. To commentate on Monday Night Raw, it's actually going to be more easier for McAfee, that even if he has to do College Game Day, He would just have to leave on Friday to do whatever he needs to do. That gives him an opportunity to leave on Sunday night, or Monday morning after he does the Pat McAfee show. He could just go out to wherever he needs to go. So it actually will work better for McAfee to do Monday Night Raw than to do SmackDown Live. So, as a matter of fact, this is actually a good move for Pat McAfee to work on Monday night. And on top of that, imagine Pat McAfee on Netflix in 2025 where there's no SEC control. Uh-oh. That's all I'm going to say. You thought he was amazing now. Just wait to see Pat McAfee with a hot mic every Monday night on Netflix in 2025.
And in the immortal words of Gorilla Monsoon from WrestleMania 8, when Bobby Heenan said, "I'm going to win all the money." Oh boy.
This is now, like, I'm saying it right now. You're in trouble, Florio, because now I am gonna be channeling a little more Pat McAfee on our Raw stuff from here on in. Now that McAfee's there, I'm gonna be channeling McAfee. That means I'm gonna make your life a living hell on commentary, starting now. So get ready, big boy, because for the brand is definitely gonna be more than just a catchphrase coming in.
Again, I say, oh boy.
So I'm excited. That got me all pumped. When I heard that music, I'm like, Pat, what are you doing on Raw? Then I heard the news and I'm like, oh no. Oh, this is going to be awesome. McAfee back on Raw. McAfee on Raw every Monday night from here on in. Now, obviously, that leaves a lot of questions. What happens to Wade Barrett? What happens to Corey Graves? What happens to them? What are they going to do? So, there's still a lot to dissect and decipher coming on that heels. We got to see what happens there. Maybe do we get Vic Joseph jumping from, well, not jumping from NXT, but do you get Vic Joseph to go to NXT, go to SmackDown, have him maybe reunite with Wade Barrett? Because I know a lot of people loved Barrett and Vic Joseph together as a team. When they were doing NXT, a lot of people loved them. So maybe we get the reuniting there. Maybe they do a 3-man. Have Vic Joseph with Corey Graves and with Wade Barrett. I don't know. I don't know where you go. Or do you do Vic Joseph? Now, here's one thing, and hear me out. Do you do Vic Joseph with Booker T and Wade Barrett on NXT? And one name I've been hearing through the grapevine going on, do we get Mauro Ranallo back for SmackDown Live? I mean, if we get Mauro with Corey Graves, Mamma Mia, as he would say, that would be insane. All right. I know a lot of people want my thoughts. The elephant in the room. The CM Punk news. I'll openly admit, I'm gutted for CM Punk. Absolutely heartbroken, devastated. Not the news I wanted it to hear. Not the news that none of us wanted it to hear. But we kind of knew something was wrong with Punk. There was definitely some kind of injury that occurred. And then, boom, went the dynamite. CM Punk, with that shoulder injury, is knocked out of WrestleMania. And you know, there was some people thought it was Drew McIntyre injury. Some people actually thought it was Gunther after Gunther hit CM Punk with a power bomb in that Royal Rumble match. That actually aggravated and cause more damage to that tricep. But whatever the case may be, it's a devastating blow to see CM Punk out of WrestleMania. And as a matter of fact, to steal a quote from Pat McAfee, according to my sources, CM Punk was supposed to win the Royal Rumble. They actually called the audible on the fly. But gentlemen, you guys were going to be right. CM Punk was penned to win the Royal Rumble match. Just to let you guys know, that is actually, yeah.
I came across something a little differently, MF, saying that Cody winning was the actual plan all along, regardless of the injury.
Well, that is actually not true. It was Punk. It was supposed to be Punk. It always was going to be Punk. Punk was supposed to win. Again, my sources. Punk was supposed to win the Royal Rumble. Devastating blow. Nothing more to say. And like I said, Drew McIntyre gets nuclear heat. And get well soon, CM Punk. Can't wait to see you in the very near future. So, Michael Bullock, front and center. What a crazy way to start off Monday Night Raw, man. We had a lot to decipher there.
Yeah, first off, I mean, great to see Pat McAfee back at full-time commentary. I mean, him and Michael Cole, when they were working on SmackDown, they were just awesome together. And now you have them on Raw. That's really going to make Raw very entertaining. And then, yeah, I mean, like you said, it works well for him. I mean, especially with College Game Day being on Saturdays, which he doesn't have to worry about until September. But this does work well for him. And, yeah, so I cannot wait to see how he is on Mondays, especially with his energy. I mean, it just makes it so good. But when it comes to the CM Punk injury, man, as soon as I heard this, I was just so gutted. And then he actually did make it official tonight when he's missing WrestleMania. I mean, that's just, you can't help but feel bad. I mean, and now to hear that he was supposed to win the Royal Rumble makes it even worse. I mean, yeah, I mean, he was going to, and I think once the injury happened, I think that's when they decided to call an audible, like you said, and that's why they went with the American Nightmare, Cody Rhodes to win it. So yes, we probably won't see him until the summertime, but you know his first target's going to be Drew McIntyre, because McIntyre was like, "This is what I dreamed of. This is what happened." And when I heard the news, I slept like a baby, because I mean, and I'm sure he was like, he wished bad things would happen to bad people. Well, Drew got what he wanted, but let's face it, Drew. When CM Punk does return, especially after what you did to him tonight, you know he's going to be coming for your ass the moment he gets back. When will it happen? I think it's going to be SummerSlam. That's how I see it. So, get well, CM Punk. Hopefully, things will hopefully you recover from it. And Florio, as I pass it off to you, there's another someone that I know that is going to be devastated by this injury of CM Punk.
Well, I believe that would be Well, a lot of people actually, but right at the top of the list would have to be Seth freaking Rollins. It has to be.
Well, yeah, but somebody else that I know.
And you put me on the spot here, Bullet. Who are we referring to? I'm sorry.
Somebody who's the biggest CM Punk fan.
Oh yes, cousin Tori, absolutely.
Oh, I
Yeah.
also have. Let's just say my niece is also a diehard CM Punk fan. So trust me, if cousin Tori is not happy, I know my niece is absolutely losing. Like, like she is on a mission right now to destroy Drew McIntyre on social media. I'm saying it right now.
Oh, there are a lot of CM Punk fans that are gonna want to destroy Drew McIntyre on social media, but I just hope they don't do something stupid like send death threats, what have you.
All
I
of Tyler
mean,
Bass.
yeah, if you want to like hate on the guy, fine, but don't do something like what happened with Tyler Bass of the Buffalo Bills.
Okay,
Because
so
because I swear, if I hear any death threats, I will go off big time.
yeah, all of us will. But yeah, very gut wrenching way to start the show, ruining what would have been an unbelievable dream match that, like I said, would have stolen the damn show with Punk and Rollins. But who knows? Maybe next year, maybe WrestleMania 41 if all goes well. We'll see. But anyways, the first hour of tonight's show was commercial free, and what a way to start the in-ring action here tonight. Undisputed tag team championships on the line. The champions, Damian Priest and Finn Balor, defending against DIY. Winners of the match, 12 minutes and 50 seconds. And still the undisputed WWE tag team champions, the Judgment Day, Finn Balor and Damian Priest. We had some R-Truth silliness after this, so not much more to say here. MF, what a match here. Balor and Priest successfully defend the titles, 12 minutes and 50 seconds over a very game DIY as part of a commercial-free first hour of Monday Night Raw here this evening. So MF, your thoughts as Balor and Priest successfully defend the titles, 12:50.
Yeah, excellent match, excellent title fight. It was more interesting than I thought. You know, at the end of the day, the right team won. I gotta say. And more importantly, the more better team walked out the winner. So yes, you got the R-Truth silliness. That's fine, whatever. Didn't really have that much of an effect at the end of the day. But if you're DIY, you absolutely deserved, you did a tremendous job. This was easily 3 stars. And, I think there's another team out there that's probably going to be the ones to win the tag team titles. Right now, this wasn't the moment. Not for them. So Michael Bullock, it's yours.
Yeah, I actually think this was a 3.5-star match. I mean, I thought it was a good match. I mean, basically, we had a little Shakespearean drama with this match. I mean, yeah, DIY definitely gave them a run for their money. And Florio, what did this match remind you of? You told me this during our chat.
Yes, I did. There was a spot where we thought DIY was going to win the titles. And only difference is swap out the Revival for Finn Balor and Damian Priest. NXT TakeOver Toronto 2016.
Exactly. That's what you said to me.
Ironically, the man who refereed this match was the man who also refereed that very match as well. Our favorite referee, Bullock, Mr. Danilo and Fabio. And his
Yes. Exactly. I mean, that's what it reminded you of and what reminded me of too. So, but the champs do stay the champs. So yeah, 3.5 stars is my rating on this. So it is yours, Florio.
3.5 stars, teetering on 3.75 of a star. Very good match here. Non-stop action, dramatic near falls, and a clean finish made for one of the better matches on Raw thus far in 2024, while reminding fans of the immense talent that exists up and down the WWE roster. Talent that shines when allowed to do their thing. And then after the match, Priest called out R-Truth, who after some playful back and forth found himself on the receiving end of a beatdown by the heels. Miz made the save, but the numbers disadvantage was too great for the babyfaces to overcome. Judgment Day is back to being the imposing force they should always be, and the beatdown was an exclamation point on the segment. Crowd was hotter for DIY here than it has been in a long time. There was a handful of close near falls that really amplified the crowd heat, and that's really and Priest admitting that he likes R-Truth and excusing himself from the beatdown was a nice touch and separates him from the more one-dimensional heels on the show. 3.5, 3.75 of a star. So one of the fights of the night for sure. Can't really say the same about our next match here, if I'm going to be honest with you. Shayna Baszler and Zoe Stark squaring off against Piper Niven and Chelsea Green. Shayna Baszler and Zoe Stark win the match in an even 2 minutes. Absolute dud. This was the worst fight of the night. Ho-hum diva fight, if I'm going to be perfectly honest with you. So I am not even going to dignify that any further. And then we heard from the winner of the men's Royal Rumble match, the American Nightmare, Cody Rhodes. And he was about to make WrestleMania official because we all remember, we saw it. We saw it as Royal Rumble went off the air Saturday night. Who did he point to? He pointed to Roman Reigns. But Roman Reigns did not come out here. No. The other world champion, the world heavyweight champion, Seth freaking Rollins comes out. He cuts a promo. And he basically was trying to convince Cody, hey, Cody, don't go after Roman. Go after me. Challenge me for my World Heavyweight Championship, the workhorse title in WWE. You go after that other one, it's basically the Hollywood title. Michael Bullock, we had a lot of fun with this during our Raw chat tonight, did we not? I mean, another great segment. Compare that to the opening segment. You really can't put one over the other because both of those segments were top notch.
Yeah, this was another great segment. I mean, you can't put one over the other. I mean, Cody talking about his win. I mean, basically wanted to decide who he was going to face. And then Seth freaking Rollins comes out and basically wants Cody to challenge him. And basically said, because if you challenge Roman again, you're making the biggest mistake of your life because Roman is not. I mean, he'll ruin you again, and basically say, look, I'm the guy right now because I'm the one who's been that fighting champion. So challenge me at WrestleMania. And Cody basically at the end says, I'll think about it. So because he's got so much respect for Seth Rollins, especially with some of the matches they've had. So it does make for a good storyline, and yeah, and there's really nothing more for me to say. So Florio, what is it that Triple H likes to do when it comes to these storylines?
3 simple words: long-term booking.
Exactly. That's what it is. This is long-term booking. They want to slowly build to the decision and when will Cody make his choice. So it is yours, Florio.
Yeah, this was another fantastic segment here. No question about it. All right. Cody Rhodes made his way to the ring to discuss his Royal Rumble win, but was relatively quickly interrupted by World Heavyweight Champion Seth freaking Rollins. The Visionary turned expectations upside down, imploring Cody not to challenge Roman Reigns for the undisputed WWE Universal Championship at WrestleMania 40, but rather to challenge him. Seth Rollins put over his title as the workman's title, the championship that he defends night in and night out, while Roman Reigns picks and chooses when he wants to work. Rollins asked what kind of man Rhodes wants to be, to which the Rumble winner ended the segment by saying he would think about it. The loss of CM Punk leaves a massive void on the WrestleMania card, and Seth Rollins without an opponent for the show. Fans know that, and planting the seeds for Rhodes versus Rollins instead of the widely expected showdown with Roman Reigns is a smart, creative decision that drums up intrigue and adds a twist to a road to WrestleMania 40 that felt rather predictable just 48 hours earlier. Like CM Punk's earlier in the show, this was a fantastic promo from Seth Rollins, and also like CM Punk, it was abundantly clear that he believed every word. Great stuff on a show that up to this point had been mostly outstanding so far. Cody Rhodes had Samantha Irvin reintroduce him, shining a spotlight on the incredibly passionate ring announcer who has absolutely excelled at her job since taking over that role. And in my opinion, and in my humble opinion, is the best ring announcer in the business today, bar none. Cody said Saturday, "You will never know how much I needed you." Choking up, asked the WWE Universe. Rollins said, "I'm not trying to be a jerk right now, but you're not the guy. Roman Reigns is not even the guy anymore. I'm the guy. And the World Heavyweight Championship is the championship." And Rollins asked if Cody wanted the poser title or the workhorse title, the blue collar title, the Dusty Rhodes title. Wow. Absolutely incredible segment here. Like I said, between this segment and the opening segment with CM Punk and Drew McIntyre, you really can't put one over the other because both of them were both outstanding. So, nothing more to say here. It's not often we say it, but co-segment of the night. Both of them, masterclass promo segments, very well done, and that's exactly how you kickstart the road to WrestleMania, no doubt about it. So, if we're gonna get more promos like this every week up until Philadelphia, sign us all up. We're all here for it. So this road to WrestleMania could end up being maybe the best road to WrestleMania maybe ever. So I don't know what else there is to say. MF, man, Cody said he wanted to make it official. I think he was getting ready to say, "I'm going after Roman," but Seth freaking Rollins said, "No, come after me." Wow.
And the thing is because look at the landscape right now. There's rumors about maybe Rock and Roman fighting at WrestleMania. You got Gunther versus Seth. There's so many intermovable parts right now that any match would be great. But I will say this, there's a couple people that I saw on social media that absolutely poo-pooed this. They do not want Seth Rollins versus Cody Rhodes at WrestleMania. They don't want it. They want Cody versus Roman. They want that match. Now, the majority of the people, now this is where now you got to think about it. Cody and Seth definitely have a rivalry. And there's a lot of unfinished business with both men. And so, quite frankly, if they decide to do Cody versus Seth at WrestleMania, I would not be mad at it. But does it legitimately finish the story? I don't think it does. And I think the fans would even say the only way you truly get to finish the story is if you beat Roman Reigns at WrestleMania. Now, if you beat Seth Rollins, you do win the World Heavyweight title. You do become the champion. But it would give Cody maybe another year before he gets his hands on Roman again. But Seth is going to have to step away because of the injury. And there's rumors going around saying that after WrestleMania, Seth might take the surgery and then he'll be out that 6-month period. So maybe it is best for Cody to go after Seth freaking Rollins, become the World Heavyweight Champion, realize the dream, get the WrestleMania win back from what should have been his 1 year ago, get the title, become the workhorse for Monday Night Raw, eventually lose the belt, maybe to Gunther, and then open the door for Cody to go after Roman, and we get it possibly at 41. Right now, the rumor is it's going to be in Minneapolis, Minnesota. That's the rumor. And then we get Cody finally finishing the story, and more importantly, toppling the tribal chief Roman Reigns at 41. Then you cement Cody's legacy at that point. We'll see. We'll see how it goes. But yeah, nothing more to say. Florio, back to you.
A lot to think about indeed. But if I'm going to be real honest with you, I want Cody and Roman. I do. So.
Oh, so do I. So do I.
And I know Bullock would agree with that sentiment as well. Not just the three of us, but everybody.
Yeah, so do I as well.
I mean, MF makes a very compelling argument, like you always do, and but the only way Cody, and MF is absolutely right when he says that the only way Cody truly finishes the story is if he dethrones Roman. But this was a great, a great little curveball here. So we'll have to wait and see on that. So, but with that being said, I mean, we got a long way to go before we get to the Philadelphia. So with that being said, let's move on to our next matchup here. Main event, Jey Uso, 1-on-1 with Big Bronson Reed. Main event, Jey Uso wins the match, 9 minutes and 15 seconds. Solid 3 stars. Let me see. The match was a solid one that spotlighted the underrated Bronson Reed. It also emphasized Jey Uso, who wandered somewhat aimlessly on the road to Royal Rumble, with the creative focus shifting to WrestleMania, and those in power obviously wanting one of the company's most popular babyfaces to be a part of that event. It makes sense that he would reemerge with a quality win. Reed is a guy who always excels in these situations. We saw it in the Intercontinental Heavyweight Championship match with Gunther, where he appeared in an advertised match, showed out, and impressed even in defeat. It might be time to find something of significance for him to do. So, there isn't anything else left for me to say on that. So, solid 3 stars for this effort here. So, not much more to say. MF. Main event, Jey Uso defeating Big Bronson Reed in 9:15.
Yes, there's really nothing more to add here. This was a solid 3-star bout. Main event, Jey Uso continuing his good torrid run here in WWE, and give props to Bronson Reed for making a fight out of nothing, man. This was a good performance by him. Unfortunately for him, he fell to the better star. Jey Uso, guys, man, you hear the yeet, you see the hype. This man is without a doubt one of the most over guys on WWE television right now. When is this guy going to get strapped with a belt, a singles title, Continental or World Heavyweight Championship? I mean, the guy deserves it, man. He's done everything right. The fans are so behind him, man. Did you see when he came out at the Royal Rumble, how he had 48,000 people vibing with him when he was coming out? Dude, this guy is without a doubt one of the must-see stars in WWE. They made him a star. He is a star. For the namesake of main event, this guy deserves to be a main eventer in Monday Night Raw, man. Do not waste his talent, Hunter. Let this boy cook. He's cooking right now. So that's all I'm going to say. 3 stars, Bullock, go.
Yeah, well, all I can say is, damn, Fletch, tell us how you really feel about it. I mean, but I do agree with you on that, so I'm not going to rehash it as well. So, yeah, I'll give this about 3 stars as well. I mean, yeah, I mean, a nice win for main event Jey Uso, so we'll see what happens with him somewhere down the line. So, let's move on, Florio.
All right, and we move on now to the Intercontinental Heavyweight Championship matchup. Well, but before we do, a lot of backstage stuff went down. Andrade, who just returned at the Royal Rumble, has signed with Monday Night Raw. Whoa, okay. Bit of a surprise here. I mean, I was fully expecting him to go to SmackDown and be a part of that all of that Lucha Libre goodness over there with Santos and with the LWO and the reformed Legado del Fantasma, be a part of that. Maybe reunite with Zelina Vega, but no, not the case. And Nick Aldis shows up, and then he got a phone call from Braun Breaker. Interesting. Very interesting, to say the very least. And then it led into the Intercontinental Heavyweight Championship matchup. The champion Gunther defending the title against the challenger and former Intercontinental Heavyweight Champion in his own right, Kofi Kingston. Winner of the match in 15 minutes and 45 seconds. And still the Intercontinental Heavyweight Champion, the Ring General, Gunther. So there isn't anything else left for me to say except MF. Gunther reigns supreme. And as of this upcoming Wednesday, Gunther will make it to 600 days as Intercontinental Heavyweight Champion. Tonight was day number 598. Wednesday, Gunther reaches 600 days as the Intercontinental Heavyweight Champion.
Not only that, Anthony, he is now 22 days away from having the ultimate record. Even as a combined Intercontinental Champion, he would stand alone as the true, undisputed #1 man in all of WWE. I think the current holder was Pedro Morales with a combined record of 621 days. Gunther is now in striking distance of having that record, as well as the longest overall reign as Intercontinental Heavyweight Champion in the history of the company. So it is without a doubt one of the most incredible feats that a man has ever done in WWE. Normally in wrestling, we don't ever talk about long reigns like this, and Gunther is now in rarefied air. The only other man that is in that level is Roman, and we already know Roman's reign, how long his has been. It's longer than any other reign in the history of professional wrestling. I think the only one actually that is remotely close to it is El Hijo de Vecino, the AAA Mega Campeón. His reign is just as long, maybe even longer than Gunther's right now, current reign. So I mean, yeah. So I mean, that's the testament of Gunther and the trust that Triple H has. Another 3-star bout, and Michael Bullock, I give it to you.
Bullock, are you there? Okay, there you are.
Yeah, I think Fletch, you really underscored this. I'm gonna give this 4. I mean, this was just absolutely awesome with this match here. I mean, Kofi definitely gave him all he can handle, but in the end, the champion still is the champion. So, 4 stars for me. So it is yours, Florio.
Michael Bullock, I'm with you. 4 stars. I agree. MF, you severely underscored this one. This was not a 3-star match. This was a 4-star match in my book. Kofi Kingston reminded the WWE Universe why he is one of the best baby faces of the last 20 or so years. He is dynamic and likable. The second trait endearing him to the fans. Their support fuels him and allows him to go unleash a flurry of offense like we saw late in this one. Gunther is just so damn overwhelming and punishing, though, that no late match barrage is going to alter his focus or stunt his determination to bring pride and respect back to the ring. Wins like this mean whoever does eventually beat Gunther will not only have earned it, but will also be a legitimate star as a result. The strong reaction for Gunther is reflective of his booking, especially over the last year and a half, and the credibility he brings to his performances. Kofi Kingston is one of the most beloved underdog babyfaces in WWE history. It is no surprise that he had fans chanting his name in this match. Gunther does not do anything flashy or over the top. What he does extremely well with legitimacy. He proves that something as basic as a backbreaker can be devastating when executed with emphasis. See Gunther rolling out of the ring into the floor to prevent a pinfall attempt from Kingston that may have won Kofi the title. Great ring awareness and psychology. 4 stars, no doubt about that. Non-title women's tag team matchup, as it featured the new WWE Women's Tag Team Champions, the Kabuki Warriors, Asuka and Kairi Sane, squaring off against Tegan Nox and Natalya. Kabuki Warriors win the match, 9 minutes and 50 seconds. And Michael Bullock, it looks like there's trouble in paradise there with Tegan Nox and Natalya. It looks like they could be on their way to a split here.
Oh yeah, I think they're definitely on their way to a split. No question about it. So, what was the time of the fall?
9:50.
Yeah, I'll give this about maybe 2.5 to 3 on this one. So nothing more to say. It is yours.
Yeah, I'm right there with you. This was more 3, teetering on 3.25. Natalya and Tegan Nox are headed for a split based on recent creative. And if it means getting both on TV and doing something of substance, I'm here for it. Asuka and Kairi are such a great team. Their ring work and experience elevate everything they do between the ropes, thus enhancing whatever it is they are in the midst of from a creative standpoint every time. Tegan Nox is really good, and it is a welcome change to see Triple H and WWE Creative utilizing her more. Natalya instructed her partner to tag her, but Tegan Nox tried to take out Kairi Sane on the floor. Instead, she was tripped up and dropped on the ring apron, leaving Natalya to go at it alone the rest of the way. 3 to 3.25 stars is the rating for this, so not much more to say. MF, Kairi Sane and Asuka winning the match over Tegan and Natalya, 9 minutes and 50 seconds.
About 3. You're right. Solid match. Could have been better in certain areas, but I'm not going to be too harsh about it. I thought they did a really good job with it, and there's really nothing more to say. So, Florio, it's yours.
All right, MF. And now we move on to the other Royal Rumble winner, Bayley. Bayley comes out, and any attempt by Bayley to announce her WrestleMania 40 plans to challenge Rhea Ripley for the Women's World Championship was halted tonight when Nia Jax attacked Rhea Ripley. Nia Jax destroyed the champion, leaving her lying after 3 leg drops. She then confronted Bayley, warning her that Rhea Ripley is not making it to WrestleMania, to which Bayley responded by revealing she will make her announcement Friday night on SmackDown in Birmingham, Alabama. And thus, the seeds are planted for Damage Control split from their leader. They already were. But Bayley's claims that the group was her idea only further enhanced the mounting dissension and disconnect within the faction that will ultimately culminate with Bayley's excommunication from the group. As for Nia Jax attacking Rhea Ripley, there is no better opponent to ensure that Rhea is cheered in her home country of Australia on February 24 at Elimination Chamber than Nia Jax. Michael Bullock called this. Bayley took credit for Damage Control and their dominance over the wrestling world. Bayley said, "I may not have been in the poster for the Royal Rumble, but I stand here tall as your 2024 Royal Rumble winner." And then Rhea said, "I see the rest of Damage Control has gold, and if you want to challenge me at WrestleMania, it's going to stay that way." Damage Control hanging back and watching Nia Jax destroy Rhea Ripley was amusing, and Nia warned Bayley, "You can pick anyone else, but Rhea isn't making it to WrestleMania." Another solid segment here, no question about it. And MF, a couple things here. Elimination Chamber. It's very likely going to be Rhea Ripley versus Nia Jax for the Women's World Championship. Rhea is going to get a godlike welcome in Australia, no doubt about it. And my God, can you imagine what that pop is going to be like come next month? And on top of that, I think it's very apparent that, and even you said it in our messenger chat the other night, I think it's abundantly clear it's not going to be Bayley versus Rhea at WrestleMania. It's going to be Bayley versus Io for the WWE Women's Championship.
Yeah, and I've been look. I know Bayley wants to do the match between her and Rhea, and Bayley, but it's all fine and dandy, love. Like we get it, but there is a bigger fight. There is a bigger match. You and Io, and trust me, the minute you get excommunicada from that group and they turn, you are going to be exponentially one of the biggest baby faces in the company. You heard the pop when you won the Royal Rumble. You saw everybody pointing at the sign with you. They're there for you, girl. They're on your side. Now, I know Michael Bullock is not on your side. I think we've already made that abundantly clear. But trust me, I got you, girl. You've won me over. Just play it smart, play it right, and I know, trust me, the SmackDown title is the title you want to go for. You do it, you're walking out of the Philadelphia champion. You're walking out of the link with the gold. So you got it. You know, I know it's tantalizing to go after Rhea Ripley because she is the it girl right now and everybody wants a shot. But what Nia Jax is doing, what everything is being laid out, and let's even be realistic. It doesn't necessarily have to be Becky Lynch. You got Jade Cargill. You could get another woman that could step up. I'm hearing rumors about maybe even Liv Morgan possibly getting the shot at the gold for against Rhea for WrestleMania because there's some unfinished business with that storyline. Because remember, Rhea was the one that put Liv on the shelf. When Michael Cole expertly brought that up when Liv made her return at the Royal Rumble on Saturday. So there's a lot of contenders that Rhea's gonna be going after. Bayley, trust me, if you're gonna do something right, you got the fans on your side. And trust me, the minute you go after Io, you're going to have the entire WWE universe on your side on this one. So make the right decision, girl. I know Rhea's definitely a great opportunity, but even I know, there's certain battles you want to pick. This is a no-brainer. You choose Io Sky, you go after the WWE Women's title. You're walking out of Lincoln Financial Field the champion. Bullock, it's yours.
Yeah, like you said, I mean, I know Bailey wants the women's world title and Rhea Ripley, but I think we're all in agreement that that it's going to end up being her and Io Sky for the women's championship at WrestleMania, because it's not a matter of if the breakup happens; it's just a matter of when is it going to happen. So yeah, so there's really nothing more for me to say on this. So it's yours, Florio.
Yeah. Keep an eye on that. No question about it. I mean, Friday night on SmackDown is going to be most interesting. All right. So, getting ready to, well, we only have one thing announced for next Monday Night's Raw that will be in St. Louis, Missouri. Kaden Carter and Katana Chance have invoked their rematch clause, and they will challenge Kairi Sane and Asuka for the WWE Women's Tag Team Championships next Monday night on Raw. So there's that. Now we move on to the main event of the evening. Drew McIntyre, one-on-one with Sami Zayn. Drew McIntyre wins the match in an even 13 minutes. So, MF, your thoughts on the main event?
Solid main event. Another 3.5 to 4. Good matchup, good fight. I thought it was, very enjoyable. So yeah, I really got nothing more to say. And Bullock, is yours.
Yeah, I'll give this about maybe 3.5 as well for this. So a good way to close it out, and basically you want to continue to build that nuclear heat on Drew McIntyre. So nothing more to say. It's your Florio.
3.5, 3 3/4 of a star. This is a fantastic main event featuring two of the best workers in the company. Sami Zayn as the underdog always works, but it was Drew McIntyre's tour de force performance of heelishness that really stood out. He has fully embraced his heel role and is at home mocking opponents and taunting the crowd. We saw it here, but we also saw the evolution of Drew McIntyre with his expressions and body language during doing most of the talking. 2 nights after a magical Royal Rumble, which helped set the tone for the coming year, Drew McIntyre really established himself as one of the top stars of the flagship show. Michael Cole stacked the deck against Sami Zayn, revealing that he has yet to win a one-on-one match against Drew McIntyre in his career. McIntyre is relishing this opportunity to be a heel. The body language and mannerisms have been so good. During the break, a defiant Sami Zayn dared his opponent to chop him. He did. When he finally started to mount a comeback, he was dropped in grand fashion by a stunning chop to the upper torso. The look of astonishment when Sami kicked out of white noise from the ropes was fantastic. Kudos to the WWE production team for grabbing that shot. So there isn't much more to say about that. So 3.5 to 3 3/4 of a star. So not much more to say. Michael Bullock, overall review. What a great first. I mean, if we're gonna get Monday Night Raws and or SmackDowns like this every week on the road to WrestleMania, this could end up being the best road to WrestleMania ever, and it's only fitting you do it with this being the 40th anniversary of the Showcase of the Immortals.
Oh, there is no doubt about that. So yeah, yes, you only had one bad thing, and that was that women's tag team match with Zoe Stark and Shayna Baszler against Chelsea Green and Piper Niven. But other than that, everything else was solid to good to great. So I'm gonna give this about 8.5 out of 10 on this one. So it is yours, Florio.
This is about 8.5 to 9 for me. I mean, we did not get any real indicators as to where stories are headed for WrestleMania tonight, but what we got was a continued commitment to the characters and stories inlay and some quality ring work. CM Punk's injury news got things off on a sad note, but from there on, The show provided a steady commitment to highlighting Drew McIntyre, Sami Zayn, Bayley, all while giving us several quality matches mixed in. The mid-show promo from Seth freaking Rollins regarding the World Heavyweight Championship was spectacular and created drama for Cody Rhodes on his path to WrestleMania 40. This show had the task of grabbing the attention of fans watching to find out what happened at the Royal Rumble, and it accomplished it. Thanks to quality stories, good booking, and stellar in-ring work. Easy thumbs up this week, no doubt about it. 8.5 to 9 out of 10 is my rating for this show. Best Raw of 2024 so far. So let the road to WrestleMania begin. Nothing more to say. MF, take this part home, and then I'll go into my Tony's take.
Yeah, there is literally no argument here. This was the best Raw of 2024. This was an incredible start. And this was exactly what it needed it to be. So, at the end of the day, yeah, I'm with you on this one. I got to give this very, very, very easily 8.5. You could even go 8 3/4. So, yeah, no, you did really good with that. So nothing more to say. Anthony, it's yours.
All right. Quick Tony's take here. And of course, you know how we do it. Impact Wrestling and NXT Level Up. And that's how we'll do it. So let me get this ready here. And yes, sir. So started off Impact Wrestling, of course. Okay. Oops, I went to the wrong thing. My apologies. Saw something here. Okay. Okay, that's what I was looking for. All right. Started it off with the match, Chris Bay versus Kevin Knight. It was Chris Bay winning the match, 6 minutes and 47 seconds. Kevin Knight was definitely bringing the energy here, and it made for a good opener. Bay is someone who can have a good match with anyone, and once the ABC stuff is over, I would not mind seeing him do something higher on the card. But for now, though, I'll settle for him having a nice opening match with an up-and-comer. 2.5, 2 3/4. Dirty Dango and Oleg Prudius against Damian Drake and Dante King. Dango and Prudius win the match. 1 minute, 42 seconds. Absolute dud. Not even going to waste any time on that. Trinity, Naomi. This was obviously taped before she returned at the Royal Rumble, and of course before Jordynne Grace made her surprise appearance in that same match. Jordynne Grace versus Trinity, the return match from Hard to Kill. Jordynne Grace successfully defends the title. 11 minutes and 15 seconds. 3 1/4 stars. Completely fine, and the ending sequence was good, but it never quite got into the next gear. Trinity winning the title and holding it for a good while was a nice moment, but it makes sense that Jordynne and Grace is the next big thing. She's been on top of the division before, and having her win here is a good way to establish her dominance. The first TNA match for Nick Nemeth, formerly Dolph Ziggler, he went up against Zachary Wentz of the Rascals. Nick Nemeth, of course, wins the match, 7 minutes and 32 seconds. It's how he got started outside of WWE, and he did well enough. I'm not sure what Nemeth is going to be doing in TNA that is different than his time in WWE, but getting in the ring is a good start. Nemeth is a big signing for TNA, and it's good to see him getting to do something, as he's too good to be on the sidelines for as long as he was in WWE. Another 2.5, 2 3/4 star. Danny Luna and Jody Threat squaring off against MK Ultra. MK Ultra in 3:35. 1.5. Not much to see here. Other than MK Ultra getting a win to reestablish themselves after losing the Knockouts tag titles. The title change came out of pretty much nowhere, as again, there is barely anything to the tag division at the moment, or ever for that matter, but there's another problem for later. The big main event, 6-man tag team match, the Motor City Machine Guns and Kazuchika Okada against Moose, Eddie Edwards, and Brian Myers of the System. Motor City Machine Guns and Kazuchika Okada in 19 minutes and 31 seconds, fight of the night. 4 1/4, 4.5 stars. It might have been a bit weird to have the System lose in a 6-man like this, but there's no shame in losing to the Guns and Okada. Myers was out there to take the fall, as he might be good, but he's not quite on the level as Eddie Edwards and the reigning champion Moose. It felt like a special match, and if nothing else, it's nice to have the real Okada here for a change. You see a bunch of people standing around with someone talking about a change. It's time for a sudden change with a new X Factor. Mustafa Ali has signed with TNA Wrestling. Okay. Whoa, baby. All right. 8 out of 10. Best thing I can take out of that show is that at least so far, there hasn't been a major change from Impact to TNA. While it makes me wonder how necessary the change was in the first place, I have liked the show so far. And what matters is keeping up the momentum. They're doing just that right now, especially with names like Nick Nemeth and Kazuchika Okada around for the time being. Good show here with the main event being quite awesome. That was a solid 8 out of 10 for me. There's no question about that. So see what I can do to set the table for this upcoming Thursday night. Nick Nemeth will go one-on-one with the other half of the Rascal. Well, actually, we got ABC versus there's going to be a best of 3 series for the TNA World Tag Team Championships. ABC versus the Grizzled Young Veterans. And if it's anything like what we saw years ago with the Motor City Machine Guns and Beer Money, that legendary best of 5 series that MF and I will never forget for as long as we live, we're in for something special there. First match of that best of 3 series for the TNA World Tag Team Championships, ABC versus GYV. Oh, that's going to be something else. Nick Nemeth will go one-on-one with the other half of the Rascals, Trey Miguel. Brian Myers will go one-on-one with Kevin Knight. And Frankie Kazarian will explain why he turned on Eric Young. So that'll all go down Thursday night, 8 p.m. over on Access TV. And then it will eventually be uploaded to TNA Plus. So that's the story there. Quickly get into NXT Level Up, and then we'll call it a night here. Let's see here. Whoop. Bear with me for a moment here. Okay, NXT Level Up. And let's see what we have. Okay. Started it off with Von Wagner versus Keanu Carver. Von Wagner wins the match, 431. It was what it needed to be. It was relatively short, and they traded bombs until one man won. I'd like to see a little more from Carver. 2.25 stars. Brindley Reese and Kalani Jordan squaring off against Izzy Dame and Kiana James. Izzy Dame and Kiana James in 5 minutes and 7 seconds. It was solid. I've been enjoying these tag matches where they are seeing who has the chemistry to be a team down the line. Kiana James is the biggest name out of that group, so it's not a surprise she got the win. 1.5 stars. Riley Osborne versus Luca Crucifino in the main event. And Riley Osborne in 620. Best match I've seen on this show involving Luca Crucifino. He looked good here, and the new fit looks better as well, as I can take him more seriously. Osborne is great. I want more of him on the show. Solid, though it kind of skipped Osborne's comeback and went right to a finish. 2.5 stars. 6 out of 10. Solid show with the opening Haas fight in main event. Tag match was all right, but as I mentioned, I appreciate them trying to see what women can work as a team and help build the division down the line. Easy watch and just a perfectly acceptable wrestling show. 6 out of 10. So that is it. That will put the bow on this edition of Ridiculously Raw. We want to thank you all so very much for tuning in as always. We will be back with you on Wednesday night over on MF's channel, Brace Fan 95, for another edition of Wednesday Night Madness, as we will have NXT, the Go Home show for Vengeance Day. And then of course, AEW Dynamite. I'm thinking about doing something different for the Friday show. Because, we have an NXT event coming up this weekend. We have the Vengeance Day pay-per-view. Who knows? Maybe we could turn that into a special wrestling show on Friday night. Maybe we could do a SmackDown review and NXT Vengeance Day preview, because we have special plans on Saturday night. So I doubt we're going to be doing a show on Saturday night. So we'll definitely have to put our heads together on that. But next week, though, next Monday night, we will be back again for another edition of Ridiculously Raw. So that's it. So until Wednesday night, for Wednesday Night Madness over on MF's channel, Brace Fan 95, it's Anthony Florio here for Good Old MF Michael Fletcher. and in spirit, of course, the Phenom Michael Bullock. And as always, the first lady of our shows, the one and only Twisted Angel Dee Dee Woodson. You know the routine, everybody. Thumbs up. Talk to you later. Yeah. Throw it up Fortune Force style. Bye for now, my friends. God bless. Be good to each other. Have a blessed couple of days. And until Wednesday night for Wednesday Night Madness, you've been watching Ridiculously Raw right here on the Tone 25 on YouTube and streaming.com. And remember, my friends, no matter what anyone tells you, beyond anything else, wrestling is indeed actually real. For everybody who has been a part of this one, for now, Anthony Florio, so long. Bye, everybody. Bye.